we are trusting God that by April, before the end of April, we will start the Abuja route. We are already looking out for a terminal. And so that is the basic thing. And we go into car hire services too. You can hire our Sienna buses, you can hire our Hummer buses, you can also hire our ambulances. So we have all these types of vehicles in place. And I want to say here, what I mean by travel in comfort is that if you are traveling with our Sienna bus, for example, we don't take more than 5 passengers on our shuttle trips. But if you hire it, we allow you to take up to 6 passengers. In other words, 3 people can sit at the back, 2 at the center, and 1 in front. But if it is through our shuttle services, it's only 5.
Welcome to the broadcast of news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Now the major headlines. Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has criticized former Chief of Army Staff General Theophilus Danjuma for advising Nigerians to defend themselves amid rising insecurity. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, along with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and Labour Party Peter Obi, has expressed profound sorrow over the death of Pope Francis, who passed away at 88 on Easter Monday, 2025. International news. Russia resumed a real attack on Ukraine on Monday, ending a brief Easter truce. In business news, Startime, in partnership with the World Bank, is set to launch solar power mini-grids in Nasarawa State. In entertainment news, amidst a federal government ban, Idris Abdul Karim has launched the Tell Your Papa challenge on social media to promote his controversial new song. I am Bridget James. Now the news in full. Moses and Grace were joined in the holy matrimony on Monday, 21st April 2025 at St. Peter Catholic Church, Nukai, Jalingo, in a joyous celebration officiated by Reverend Father Jesse Randakwa. The priest, in his homily titled, "Having a Successful Marriage," urged the couples to build their union on faith, mutual understanding, and prayer while avoiding third-party interference. Grace, Deputy Registrar and HR Manager at Taraba Business School, met Moses some few years ago, describing Grace as loving and God-fearing. Moses expressed his joy in beginning a new chapter with her. The reception was lively with music, dancing, and heartfelt prayer for their future together. Stay tuned for the video clip of the event as filed in by some TV correspondents.
The The God who joined together our first parents and God joined together. Let no man put aside.
Lights on.
And the blessings that come from marriage.
And then you are going to see what you observe here. I don't know if
The group is hardworking. He's very, very hardworking. And he's, as the head of the house, he analyzes well. Congratulations.
Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has criticized former Chief of Army Staff General Theophilus Danjuma for advising Nigerians to defend themselves amidst rising insecurity. Speaking on Channels Television Sunrise Daily, Namadi warned that such calls could lead to anarchy. He acknowledged Danjuma's statue, but insisted that allowing citizens to take up arms would destabilize the nation. Namadi highlighted his administration's success through community engagement and strategic security initiative, stating that violence is not the solution. He also endorsed the creation of state police as a sustainable approach to tackling insecurity, noting that discussions are ongoing at the National Economic Council level. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, along with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and Labour Party Peter Obi, has expressed profound sorrow over the death of Pope Francis, who passed away at 88 on Easter Monday, 2025. In his tribute, President Tinubu praised Pope Francis as a humble servant of God, a global voice for justice and compassion, and a champion of the poor, peace, and interfaith harmony. He described the Pope's passing just after Easter as a symbolic return to the Creator, lauding his legacy of mercy, climate advocacy, and moral leadership. Tinubu emphasized the Pope's unwavering efforts to bridge global divide, defend the vulnerables, and inspire actions on climate change, urging the world to honor his legacy through acts of justice, compassion, and unity. Atiku Abubakar described Pope Francis as a stabilizer of humility who gave voice to the vulnerables and promoted a united world. Peter Obi, a devout Catholic and associate of Pope Francis, through the Scholars Accurrents Foundations, called his death the end of a moral and spiritual era, commending the Pope's belief in education, dialogue, and youth empowerment. Together, the leader mourned the Pope's death and called for his life and values to be celebrated through concrete steps towards peace, justice, and human dignity. Similarly, the Lagos State University Muslim community has expressed condolences to the Catholic faithfuls following the death of Pope Francis, who passed away on April 21st at the age of 88. Chief Imam of the Lasu Muslim community, Professor Amidu Sanu, described the news as a rude shock and praised the late Pontiff as a symbol of peaceful religious coexistence and a champion of global peace. Sani highlighted the Pope's commitment to pluralism, protections of the vulnerable, and solidarity with the oppressed, referencing his final Easter Monday address, which focused on peace and compassion for Palestinians and hostages. He urged that the Pope's legacy be honored through renewed efforts to promote peace and address global tensions, especially in conflict-prone regions like Africa, the Middle East, and the Americas. Residents of Jos, the Plateau state capital, took to the streets on Monday in a peaceful protest against the continued killing and kidnapping by gunmen across the state. The demonstration, which began at Fonway Junction, was led by Christian leaders, including the state chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Polycarp Lubo. The protest caused significant traffic disruptions and left many commuters stranded. Protesters marched with placards towards the Railfield government's house, calling for urgent government intervention. The action follows a recent surge in violence, with over 100 people reportedly killed in Bokos and Basa local government areas in last 2 weeks. Speaking during the protest, Giyang Dalpo and Hanato Philip, two participants, expressed frustrations over the government's perceived inactions and demanded stronger measures to protect lives and property. In a similar stance, Akan factions in northern Nigeria, led by Yakubu Pam, called for a united front among stakeholders to curb the ongoing violence. President Bola Tinubu had earlier urged Governor Caleb Mufong to address the root causes of the communal crisis. In response, the governor announced a ban on night grazing, restricted motorcycle use, and prohibited the transportation of cattle after 7 p.m., describing the attack as coordinated act of terror. Inspector General of Police Kayode Ekpetokum also vowed that perpetrators will face severe consequences and lamented the negative impact of the violence on farming activities in the state. Earlier today, the Lagos state government provided an update on the building collapse at Ojotu Bega, revealing that 5 persons have been confirmed dead and 20 rescued. According to the National Emergency Management Agencies, those rescued include 9 adult males and 1 adult female, while the deceased comprise 3 adult females and 2 adult male. The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency had earlier reported one death but later updated the toll to 5 emergency respondents remains at the scene. However, the Lagos police reported a slightly different account stating that 23 people were rescued and 2 confirmed deaths. The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, has accused Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal of misrepresenting facts about the state finances and security. Matawalle, through his former commissioner, dismissed claims made during Lawal's recent TV interview, including allegations of empty state coffers, salary arrears, and improved security. He said the previous administration left behind substantial funds and attributed salary delays to the new government's disruptions of financial system. He also criticized the governor's security and infrastructure claim as inaccurate and accused him of taking undue credit for federal intervention. Matawalle urged Lawal to stop spreading falsehood and uphold accountability. The senator representing Adamawa South, Barnos Dauda Yoro, has dispelled rumors of his intentions to contest the Adamawa governorship seat in 2027. Speaking with journalists over the weekend in Yola, Senator Barnos clarified that he is not eyeing the governorship position, stating that he plans to seek a third term in the Senate to continue representing his constituents. He described the National Assembly as a learning institution, emphasizing that legislative express improve with continuity, which in turn enhance service delivery. According to him, he is now more effective in the Senate compared to his first term. Senator Barnos also highlighted some of his legislative achievements and pledged to build on them. He assured constituents that his bill for the establishment of the Federal College of Education, NUMAN, is progressing, having passed through the Senate and currently undergoing legislative actions in the House of Representatives. The federal government has temporarily shut down Akwanu Ibiam International Airport in Enugu for emergency runway repairs following safety concerns. The closure, effective April 22nd to May 6, 2025, was confirmed by the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria after a significant tear was discovered on the runway. Air Peace, which earlier suspended flights to the airport due to these issues, has redirected operations to Asaba Airport. FAN emphasized that the measure is in line with aviation safety regulations and appealed for public understanding during the rehabilitation period. Bauchi State Deputy Governor Right Honorable Muhammad Awal Jatau has denied rumors that he slapped Minister of Foreign Affairs Alhaji Yusuf Maitama Toga. During a high-profile event, the claim circulating on social media suggested an argument over Governor Bala Muhammad led to the alleged incident in front of Vice President Kashim Shettima. Jatau media aide dismissed the allegations as false, questioning their credibility. The controversy comes amid an ongoing political rift between Governor Muhammad and Minister Toga, foiled by past criticism of the Tinubu administration. The Social Democratic Party in Niger State is set to inaugurate its state and local government caretakers executive committee. Barrister Yerima Buhari, the state chairman, made the announcement during a pre-inaugural meeting at the party secretariat in Mina over the weekend. He explained that the 25 local government caretakers chairmen will soon appoint ward chairmen to begin immediate membership registration. Buhari urged all party members, especially those in positions of responsibility, to treat this moment as a fresh start for the party, which is committed to taking the lead in the nation's governance. Hussein Umar, the chairman of the party's Elder Consultative Committee, expressed confidence in the party's growing membership and assured that success was within reach. He emphasized the importance of unity and cooperation among members and called for vigorous mobilizations in support of the party. The University of Ibadan Alumni Associations and the Delta State governments are mourning the death of Chief Shimiti Love, Special Advisor to Governor Sharif Oborewori on Trade and Exports. Reports indicate that she was allegedly killed by her husband in the early hours of Monday, April 21st, 2025. A graduate of political science from the University of Ibadan and a respected chief of Epu Kingdom in Delta State, Chief Love was widely admired for intelligence, elegance, and dedications to public service. The US described her as a brilliant contributor to alumni activities and a vital voice in Delta development. The Delta State Police Command, through its spokesperson, SP Bright Adafe, confirmed that the deceased husband is currently in protective custody as investigations continue. The Mariam Abacha American University of Nigeria has extended its heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Musa Lawal Jibia on his recent conferment with the traditional title of Adon Garin Kastina by Emir of Kastina Alhaji Dr. Abdulmumini Kabir Usman. In a statement issued Saturday by the founder and president of the Mount Group of Universities, Professor Adamu Abubakar Gwazo, the institution praised the Emir for honoring one of Kastina's devoted sons with a prestigious title on behalf of Mount management, staff, and students. We extend warm congratulations to Dr. Jibia. We also express our appreciation to the Emir for recognizing Dr. Jibia's patriotic service and commitment to the state. The statement reads, Professor Gwazo expressed confidence in Dr. Jibia's capacity to discharge his new responsibilities with dedication and integrity, urging him to live up to the expectations of the honor. The appointment, later dated April 17, 2025, stated that the date for the official turbaning ceremony will be announced in due course. Governor Alex Oti of Abia State has approved a 10-megawatt independent power plant of Abia State University, Oturu, to improve electricity supply in the university and surrounding communities. The project is part of ongoing rehabilitation effort and follows the recent signing of the Abia State Electricity Law. During a visit to Ekwekwato, the governor also promised road projects and received widespread praise from political and community leaders. Several politicians defected to the Labour Party in support of Oti, with stakeholders pledging to back his re-elections in 2027 due to his developmental strides. Over 20 communities in the Federal Capital Territory experienced a blackout during Easter celebrations due to a technical fault and an explosion on power feeders. According to the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, affected areas include parts of Kefi, Orozo, Kashi, and Kurudu, among others. AEDE said efforts are on the way to restore supply. Meanwhile, Power Minister Adebayo Adelabu announced the federal government's plans to boost the national grid by 4,000 megawatts by the end of 2026. The initiative backed the President Bola Tinubu's includes engaging top engineers firm and reviving the Siemens-led Presidential Power Initiative. The Akwa Ibom State Police Command has rescued a 2-day-old body from suspected traffickers who attempted to sell the child for 800,000 naira, according to Police Public Relations Officer DSP Timfon John. Operative intercepted a Mazda vehicle along the Nsit Atai Oron Road, carrying a man, 2 women, and the infant. Upon interrogations, the suspects confessed they were sent from Port Harcourt to collect the baby from one Miss Grace Inyang. Further investigations led to the arrest of the baby's mother and grandmother, who admitted to selling the child. All suspects are in custody and will be charged upon completion of the investigations. The All Progressive Congress in Anambra State is facing a critical decisions over the selections of a running mate for its governorship candidates. Prince Nicholas Uchachukwu, head of the November 8, 2025 elections. The top contenders are Senator Uche Okunife, Senator Magre Okadigbo, Osemeka Onyeka, popularly known as Odu, and Ambassador Elijah Onyegba. All 4 are prominent Catholic with strong political credentials and regional influence. Ekunife, currently Director General of the Southeast Governors Forum, is known for the grassroots support. Onyeka, a former APC Southeast youth leader, enjoys strong backing from youth and women. Okadigbo and Onyegba are also seen as capable candidates. Party insiders say the final decisions is crucial to the APC's chances of unseating the incumbent government. Governor Dawie Diri of Bayelsa State attended the 90th birthday celebrations of Pa Jonathan Alagba, the traditional ruler of Ikibri town. Diri praised Pa Alagba for his contributions to the community and his role as in raising disciplined children. Minister Henken Lakperbri and other dignitaries also honored the celebrations, highlighting his legacy. Pa Alagba expressed gratitude for the recognitions and prayed for the well-being of all attendees. Governor Diri was accompanied by key officials during the events. Benue State Governor Aisin Aliya has raised alarm over escalating insecurity in the state, declaring that Benue is under siege by armed groups aiming to displace communities through violence. Speaking after a church service at the Government House Chapel in Makurdi, he urged residents to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity to the authorities. Aliya reiterated calls for federal interventions, but emphasized that safeguarding the state is a shared responsibility. He also condemned political actors allegedly foiling the unrest and warned that perpetrators are being monitored. The governor denounced all forms of violence and affirmed commitment to restoring peace, while urging prayer for victims of recent attack in Okung and Logo local government area. Boko Haram has resurged with over 397 attacks in Borno State in early 2025. Causing 514 deaths and 357 abductions. The group has shifted to kidnap for ransom, digital propaganda, and extortion disguised as taxation, generating nearly 1 billion naira. These tactics deepen hardship in already impoverished communities and undermine state authorities. Experts urge the federal government to intensify military actions, cut off funding sources, disrupt digital operations, and rebuild trust with local populations through inclusive governance and international support. The Edo State government has proceeded and issued over 9,000 certificates of occupancy between February and April 17, 2025. This was disclosed by Dr. Tony Okpasaja, Managing Director of the Edo State's Geographic Information Service. During a media interaction, he attributed the achievements to the deployment of a new digital system despite initial setback caused by the shutdown of existing infrastructure by the previous administration. A passenger appointed in January 2025 noted that the new administration inherited over 7,500 unattended applications and has since upgraded, equipped and adopted international best practices. He urged property owners to legalize their land holdings, stressing that only land with a C of O are legally recognized. Senate leader Opeyemi Bamidele has commenced the constructions of rural roads in Ekiti Central, Ekiti State, as part of effort to stimulate grassroots economic development. Speaking during the inspections of a road project at Oyo quarters in Igede, Ekiti, Irodum, Ifelodum local government area, Bamidele, represented by his senior legislative assistant, Honorable Bumi Ogustonse, reaffirmed his commitment to partnering with Governor Biodun Oyebanji in expanding rural infrastructure. He emphasized the rural development aligned with the governor's strategic policy and is crucial for enhancing public utilities and curbing rural-urban migration, overpopulation in Ado Ekiti, and raising poverty. The Senate leader stated that all 5 local governments in the district could benefit from the initiative aimed at boosting access to market for farmers and unlocking rural economic potentials. 5 people died and 8 were injured in Billiri, Gombe State after a grain truck from Adamawa suffered brake failure and crashed into an Easter procession. The accident sparked unrest, with angry youths boarding the truck, looting shops, and attacking police station. Others has restored, and the police commissioner has urged calm and cooperation. Former Ondo First Lady Betty Eyanwo Akere Dolu has donated 4 motorcycles and cash to 3 communities in Owerri West local government, Imo State, through her foundation to support local security efforts, urging residents to take part in addressing insecurity. She described the gesture as her widow's mite to boost vigilance, morals. Traditional rulers and community leaders from Ebiobiam, Ogume, and Oforola expressed gratitude, promising to put the items to effective use. Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has cautioned against calls for self-defense in response to rising insecurity, warning that such actions could lead to national chaos. Reacting to comments by former Defense Minister General Theophilus Danjuma urging citizens to defend themselves, Namadi stressed that Nigeria is not yet at a point where self-help is justifiable, citing his experience in resolving farmer-herders conflicts through dialogues and inclusive community engagements. He emphasized peaceful resolutions as the best path and urged continued trust in government-led security efforts. Kebbi State Governor Nasru Idris has extended Easter greetings to Christians, describing the reason as one of the reflections, sacrifice, and hope. In his message, he urged believers to emulate the virtue of Jesus Christ, tolerate patience, love, and understanding, while praying for peace, unity, and progress in Kebbi State and the Nigeria as a whole. He emphasized that Easter serves as a reminder that light will triumph over darkness, encouraging resilience in the face of national and global challenges. Concerned Moper senior citizens have urged Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo to await a court ruling before making any pronouncements on the Vasant Olulu of Makpur 2. Speaking in Abuja, Chief Ruben Taiwo Fomodele warned against politicizing the traditional institutions, noting that the hurried selections of a candidate violated long-established rational guidelines among the four ruling houses. He stressed that the matter is already before the High Court in Kabah, following a suit by the Ikobe community. The elders accused the purported candidate of parading himself as the government's choice, calling the move disrespectful to the court and traditional norms. High Chief Dr. Michael Ajayi also discouraged the introductions of Afabaje practices in Mopa, labeling the proposed coronations as illegal and urging the state government to halt the process pending judicial resolution. Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak has expressed satisfactions with the pace and quality of work at key project sites, including the Kwara Hotel, Senator Oluremi Tinubu Hospital, and the Justice Saidu Kanu Courthouse. The government noted that initiating the project early helped save costs, as the current contract sums would have significantly increased. It delayed describing the work as cost-effective and of high industry standards. He highlighted the social and economic relevance of the multi-story facilities. He was accompanied on the inspections by Honorable Mutar Shagaya, Commissioner Abdul Kwaye Ododo, and other senior government officials. In Osun State, the Timi of Ede, Abba Moruddin Lawal, has suspended Chief Jimo Kabir, the Lugum of Ede, over allegations of land grumbling and insubordinations. According to a statement from the Timi's palace, the decision was made by the Timi in council after receiving multiple complaints about Kabir's conduct, including disrespect for traditional authorities and involvement in illegal land activities. The council emphasized that Kabir's actions were inconsistent with the responsibilities of a traditional chief and stated the suspensions will remain in effect until further notice. Other chiefs were also cautioned against abusing their positions, as the council reiterated its commitment to preserving the dignity of the traditional institutions in Ede. 15 suspects have been remanded by an Oyo State Magistrate Court over a violent attack on Agba village in Agbomosho. They face charge of conspiracy, arson, armed robbery, and murder, arrested in various locations, including a forest near Ejigbo. The suspects were sent to the Ogbolongo Custodial Center. The attack left 9 houses destroyed and claims the life of General. Police says investigations are ongoing to arrest the other suspects still at large. Human rights lawyer Abdul Mahmoud has strongly criticized the Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Sahad Abubakar III, for labeling social media a terrorist organization and calling on security agencies to act against it. In a detailed commentary, Mahmoud urges that such rhetoric is dangerous, irresponsible, and a bold attempt to suppress free speech and silence public dissent. He emphasized that social media is not a threat, but a platform to demonstrate engagement, truth-telling, and civic participation. According to Mahmoud, the Sultan remark reflects a deeper fear among elites of being held accountable by ordinary citizens. Empowered through digital platform, Mahmoud warns that equating online speech with terrorism risks legitimizing state violence and censorship. He urged leadership to protect, not attack, freedom of expression and remind Nigerians that Speaking out is not rebellion, it's democracy in action. Human rights lawyer Abdul Muhammad Mahmoud has criticized the Sultan of Sokoto. We're going on a commercial break. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Sun TV. Please don't go.
Are you ready to advance your career in health and management? Higher Ground College of Health and Management Sciences invites ambitious students to pursue excellence in dynamic learning environments. Why choose us? Our institution offers a transformative educational experience, combining education excellence and practice. We also offer HND in public nursing. Our facilities: modern computer and medical labs, research centers and digital libraries, and interactive learning spaces. Visit www.highergroundcollege.edu or our campuses at Lab opposite VCK Jalingo, Taraba State, and opposite Army Barracks, Tako, Taraba State. Take the first step towards a brighter future. Choose Higher Ground College.
Welcome back. Coming up next are the international business, sports, and entertainment news. On the international news, Russia resumed a real attack on Ukraine on Monday, ending a brief Easter truce as President Putin dismissed Kyiv call for a month-long halt to strike on civilians' infrastructure. The renewed offensive, confirmed by both Russians and Ukrainian officials, came hours after U.S. President Donald Trump expressed hope for a possible ceasefire deal within the week. Putin, speaking on state television, acknowledged a reduction in hostilities during the 30-hour ceasefire, but accused Ukraine of violations. He rejected the feasibility of the prolonged truce, citing claims that Ukrainians force use civilians' building for military purposes, including a university in Sumy, alleged targeted during a recent missiles strike that killed at least 35 people. Ukrainian President Zelensky had proposed a 30-day halt to long-range strike, but Putin said the idea required further analysis and questioned its practicality. Despite hope for peace, both sides reported renewed drones and missiles strike, particularly in the Dnipropetrovsk and Kherson region. While Ukrainian forces welcomed the temporary reprieve, many expressed skepticism about a lasting truce. Meanwhile, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov says Moscow remains open to dialogue and hope U.S. efforts will yield results, though no concrete timeline for negotiations was provided. On business news, StarTime, a Chinese media and electronic company in partnership with the World Bank, is set to launch solar power mini-grids in Nasarawa State as part of effort to address Nigerians' power challenges. Affecting television broadcasting, Governor Abdullahi Sule revealed this during a state executive council meeting following a visit by StarTime executive. The first mini-grid is expected to be launched in May. The governor also provided updates on security, youth empowerment, education, and mining. He commended security agencies for facilitating the returns of the Bassa people to whole local governments and announced the plans to purchase more security and commercial vehicles for youth empowerment. It disclosed that UBEC funds will be used for school projects and that the state will soon commission the major lithium processing factory in Nasarawa. Additionally, Governor Sule announced plans to improve the welfare of board members in the state and invites President Bola Tinubu to commission completed project as part of his second anniversary in office. On entertainment news, amidst a federal government ban, Nigerian singer Idris Abdul Karim has launched the Tell Your Papa challenge on social media to promote his controversial new song. The National Broadcasting Commission recently prohibited the song, labeling it as inappropriate and offensive, citing its criticism of President Bola Tinubu. In response, Abdul Karim accused the government of attempting to suppress free speech. Announcing the challenge on Instagram, he urged Nigerians to speak truth to power, stating this is the time to speak and make your voice heard. On sport. Stay tuned for more lined up of that on Sun TV. Before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines. Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has criticized former Chief of Army Staff General Theophilus Danjuma for advising Nigerians to defend themselves amidst rising insecurity. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, along with Governor, Vice President Atiku Abubakar and Labour Party Peter Obi, has expressed profound sorrow over the death of Pope Francis, who passed away at 88 on Easter Monday 2025. In international news, Russia resumed a real attack on Ukraine on Monday, ending a brief Easter truce. In business news, Startime, in partnership with the World Bank, is set to launch solar power mini-grids in Nasarawa State. Entertainment news. Amidst the federal government ban, Idris Abdul Karim has launched the Tell Your Papa challenge on social media to promote his controversial new song. You can also follow us on Facebook at Sun TV and on YouTube at Sun TV Live. I remain Bridget James. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.